Hello, friend. This is Jen. And on this week's episode, I want to talk about building a brand. I have over at the million years that I've been doing this, I have rebranded my business so many times from the ages of I was making logos and Vistaprint before there was all the cool AI tools for you to do that, to really hiring a brand designer and doing that, and hiring a company called Design Crowd that is a kind of brand powerhouse that helps you rebrand your business and create logos, create projects, a million other things. So I want to talk about like 10 ways without a rebrand, without all these things, that you can build a brand and really start to shift and change everything into being the business that you want. I went through a phase where I had a business for like 17 years, you guys, and the business name was Simply Stated Elegance. I feel like that brand said budget. That brand did not say luxury, did not say high end, didn't really speak to my personality because honestly, you guys, there's nothing simple about me. And when I would get inquiries, I would really pay attention to the language that was in the inquiries. And they would say they want a simple wedding. Well, I equate a lot of times simple with budget, simple with low revenue. And I it was a struggle because I was trying to elevate. I hired a business coach. I hired several different business coaches that really I was just evolving, and here they are talking to me about really changing how my brand was being perceived and how my brand was currently, because of not only how my logo looked and not only because of how I had positioned myself forever, it was literally ingrained in my heart that I didn't deserve higher budget clients. And that felt like shit because I know that I did. And I know that I was this turning, especially evolving into this higher end self. And I felt like my brand was keeping me stuck. And my brand previously, DIY logos that looked very DIY and so simple. If your logo is in Canva and you tweaked it, it potentially has a lower budget vibe. You can always vibe the shit out of anything, you guys. I don't think that you need to necessarily spend money, but I had hired a designer. I did all these things to try to elevate a brand that in my heart, I had built this brand to be budget driven. And I, in my heart, just felt like that was holding me back. So that inevitably is what drove me to completely rebrand, completely change my name. And regretfully so, and in retrospect, I wish I didn't do this. I completely started a new business. And from a legal standpoint, because I just thought it was the simplest thing to do. And in looking back, if I did it again, I wouldn't do that because then I lost all of that business history, which kind of sucks. But when I'm thinking about a brand and really having brand focus, I want you to start thinking about 3 brand words. So go in and choose 3 words that you want your brand to embody. What are it could be something what are the things that you really want to be doing? And when you visualize what that is, I envision at one of my workshops or at one of my styled shoots or one of my really fancy weddings, bold, editorial, colorful, dripping flowers, just like all the things. So, what words, three brand words that you can really start to instill in everything that you are doing, posting, how you're talking about your business, and what really sets you apart? That could be bold, calm, editorial, colorful, warm, modern. Whatever it is, like what three words and how can you take those three words and guide your content? Then, number two, I want you to write a one line known for statement. Like mine, I am known for color. I am known for cultural weddings. So, like, those are two big things that I really bring. But I also bring calm. I am very calm, even keeled confidence. So, how can I take and build a one line that I am known for? Like, I create blank for blank who want blank. You can put this in your bio, your website, your inquiries. Like, who are you and what are you known for? And how can you write a one line statement? Use ChatGPT for this. Use ChatGPT to help craft like this statement so that when you're building an elevator pitch, you can really use that to your advantage. And when you dig in to build identity and brand, a lot of times you think I'm doing it to, my website and update my website. It's like, it is so not that. It is ingraining in you when you're at a networking event to go, I am, and I am known for, like when I do my elevator pitch, hi, I'm Jenny from Green Goddess Floral. I'm a wedding and event florist that specializes in color and colorful weddings or cultural weddings. I also do a ton of cultural weddings and, like those I said color and cultural. Those can be two different things, or I mean, often cultural weddings are very cool. So you could just say, I specialize in colorful, natural, colorful, organic, whatever you want. Then use like number three is like using a signature phrase everywhere. Own your own catchphrase and clients will start repeating it. Like example, like the calm on wedding days, or like my catchphrase is I am the queen of color. You guys, I do 90% of my weddings are color. That is a very high color percentage. I bet most florists operate in 50-50 mil. I am running probably like 80, at least 80 to 90 of my weddings are colorful. And so if you are like known for something foam free, just whatever it is, grab a signature phrase and that you can use it everywhere. Like I am the queen of color. And so if you have a colorful wedding in mind, I am your girl. Like, how can you have that confidence going into your marketing, your branding? All right. And then number four, I want you to really standardize the tone. Do you want to be friendly? Do you want to be calm? Do you want to have like a cheeky and bold feel to it? Then make like captions or emails that sound like you every time. Like, how can you come across as like you're like even like super calm? Like people love calm. How can you like bring whatever vibe that makes you as a person? How can you bring that into your world and make it your own so that you're just like creating a tone, creating a catchphrase, creating like a brand identity? These are things that don't require a ton of money, but kind of start with you developing these like pillars in your head, these principles in your head, these kind of guiding facts in your head to really drive your business forward. All right, number five. I want you to create, and I've talked about this in almost every social media episode I've ever done, content pillars and rotate them. So You can create brand consistency. You can create brand really like recognition because somebody needs to see something like 7 times before it registers. So, if you have like content pillars to me are like fundamental parts of your business and supporting them. So, as a wedding florist or wedding and events florist, I would say my content pillars are about us because I want somebody to fall in love with me as the business owner. I want somebody to fall in love with just how we do business, how easy we try to make it, our process. So the about us can really like invite someone in to explain how you do business and potentially how you do business differently. Then, like, you could have like your work. So mine are about us, full service, a la carte, silk flowers. I talk a lot about silk flowers and cultural weddings. Sometimes focus, okay, if I'm not doing a ton of cultural weddings, don't have a ton of cultural wedding content, which usually is never, but sometimes I'll focus on like gardening, growing flowers, the farm. And so I'm kind of rounding that out to be a little bit more organic, whimsical, like my brand kind of is. You could have a content pillar if you are a funeral expert. That could be another content pillar. If you are really have a ton of rentals, like rentals could be a content pillar. There, you just need to look at like your revenue buckets and also like you as a person and fit those together so that you can create a consistent marketing plan and rotate them. Because when you do that, you're creating this brand consistency, this brand that is recognizable, this brand like it was so funny because I was at this Minnesota bride launch and there was a shoot that I did that was a tomato inspired shoot. It was absolutely beautiful, you guys. And I loved it. It was, kind of in the middle of the book. And then I walked over to this table and it was a couple girls that used to be in my mastermind. And because, they were there in the mastermind for like over a year. And so they like really knew my work well. They had freelanced for me before. And they said, "Oh, you were published." And they said, "We knew it was you before we even saw your name because of my like signature style of how I design." So that was like, that was there. That was there. And it was a beautiful thing that here's these people that like recognize that right away. And so I have built a brand around because they saw the color, they saw the shapes, the styles, everything was alluding to this brand. So very, very interesting. All right, next is now that you got these content pillars, hopefully your story, you, about your business, how they do business with you, etc. You show your face weekly. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just presence, basically. A quick story and your voice builds trust faster than any fucking bouquet photo you could ever show. People do business with you, not with your bouquet photo. So you need them to fall in love with you. In my business bouquets and branding, we like literally dive into how to do a video. So if this is something you're like, this scares the shit out of me, I am showing you how to do a video. Like literally, we practice it, you guys. It is not that crazy. And I know that all these fraudy feelings come in, all these things like, I mean, it can just feel like shit. Like showing up can be scary. And I'm telling you, it doesn't need to be as scary because people, I know they will just love you. And you know what? Like my videos over the years, I've been doing videos for years and years and years and years. And my videos have just gotten better. You get better. Like practice. And what is the worst somebody's going to think? Like what if the and honestly, do we even care? Do we care what those people think? You're showing up in your business because you're showing up for yourself. You're showing up for your brand. You're showing up to build a brand that makes money. You deserve to make money. This is not a question about like, oh, I'm so scared. Like, I have seen people come out of their shell and start to like put themselves out there and their business is blown up because they're very lovable. I am very lovable, you guys. And that's why I show up on video. And I know you're just as lovable. If probably not even more because I'm a little sassy when I show up on video. So, showing up on video and just saying, hi, my name is Jenny Beck. I'm the owner of Green Goddess Floral. We're a wedding and event studio located in the Twin Cities area. We specialize in color. We actually absolutely love organic, locally grown product. We actually grow flowers ourselves on our family farm, and we would love to be a part of your special day. This is how you work with us. And like explaining that process. How easy was that? But I've also practiced that is my elevator pitch. And your elevator pitch is so important because you never know when you're going to need that bad boy. You never know when you're going to be at a networking event and you need to pitch a wedding planner. You never know when you're going to be somewhere and you have that moment to shine. And if you don't take that moment, like you could miss out from like an amazing opportunity. And I just want more for you. Practice, practice, practice. If you're scared shitless, practice doing a video and DM it to me on Insta at the Floral CEO. Send it to me. So you send it to somebody. I won't share it. I won't show it. I won't anything. But like put it out there to one person and I will be that one person. I will give you feedback on what I think of your video. I want you to be brave. 2026 is the year of putting your big girl panties on, you guys, and being brave. I want so much more for you. And it starts with little things like this. Being able to be unapologetically afraid because you deserve to be here. You deserve to be seen. All right. So showing your face weekly. Number 7. One signature offer that is stupidly clear. Your best clients should know in 5 seconds what you do. You do full service weddings, you do a la carte, you specialize in silk flowers, you specialize in your flower pharma, whatever it is. Somebody should be able to tell clear and concisely what you do within 5 seconds. This shouldn't be them looking and thinking you have multiple personality disorder. So, how can you make what you do so clear? And if you're multi-passionate about a million different things like I am, how can you make your prime revenue source abundantly clear right away? Look at all the different areas you show up. How can that be so clear, you guys? Because when there's clarity, it makes it really clear for that person who wants to do business with you what they can give you money for. All right. Then add recognizable visual cues. A consistent photo style. So like I always edit my photos in Photoshop Express. It's called PS Express. It's an app. And in the Business Bouquets and Branding workshop, I teach you guys how to edit photos beautifully. And I teach you how to take your own damn photos. This is not that hard. I'm going to teach you how to take, because if you look at my Green Goddess Floral Instagram, so much of that was taken by me and edited by me. Because I don't want to depend on anybody else for capturing my amazing work. I depend on me. So if you want to be able to put more work out there, especially like when you're practicing, if you don't have the work that you've done and you need to make work to be able to share, to show, you want to be able to capture it. And you can't do that with a styled shoot every time because you will go broke doing that many styled shoots. So how can you personally learn to do those things on your own? And in my workshop, which is coming up on April 26th through the 28th, I show you that exact thing. We're actually going to do it here on the farm. So I'll show you, like, you're in your studio, this is how you can do this, which is gonna be so impactful. Alright, then you could also implement things like a framing style, like how you take the photos, a backdrop that you have, hands in your flowers shots. Some florists, like, they'll have, like, they're putting a bouquet together and they have, like, against a white backdrop. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can kind of see they're like holding it out and then they're kind of twisting the bloom. And then they're capturing like 7 or 8 of those or 10 ingredients, however many ingredients that you have. They're capturing those and then they go, in this whole like montage of these stems together going into the bouquet. So just creating like this signature, like I do what I teach in the business bouquets and branding workshop, like a kind of over the top of this white kind of board that I have, and I have a couple different ones. And I make it really easy. Like you lay it down on the ground and I have all these cheesecloths and like it's super simple. It's fast for me to do because if it's going to take forever, you're not going to do it, especially on a busy wedding week. And then you could miss out on some of your favorite bouquets or favorite kind of photo opportunities because you were too busy to implement that. And you need that content. If you were starting your business, especially, you need that content and you need to create a low entry to success. All right. Then putting some brand boundaries, aka like your CEO energy, office hours, response times, minimums. What do you want to do? Boundaries are branding. And if you are an unapologetic, like pushover, like, I'll do anything. Like, I used to be that person. I used to be like, I will do anything. And I mean, that's like my era of doing 125, 135 weddings in a year, being burnt out, being broke because I didn't make any money, because I also didn't feel like I was worth my value. I also felt like being the cheapest and doing volume was going to give me clout and give me really meaning and all these other things. And like, inevitably, I know all those things are not true, but I didn't know that then. I had to go through a big learning curve, and I just don't want that for you. So if you can envision your perfect business, your perfect like stress level, what would that look like? It was so fun because in the Floral CEO Mastermind, we did a Valentine's recap. And everybody in there was just like, Valentine's felt so much better because of the boundaries and the boundaries like we talked about putting in place. And with all these beautiful women in the group being to this fuck that era, I am not going to feel like shit. Like that to me is so impactful that somebody has grown to a place that they can have these amazing boundaries and not feel that. Because when you get to that point, you know that you are stepping into your CEO energy and not letting other people step on you. All right, next. With the recognizable visual cue that we kind of talked about earlier, I want to make sure that like it looks consistent. And when you're going in and taking these photos, like you need to make sure that if you're collecting photos, especially from other photographers, there's all some consistency in it. So what I call is like your kind of vibe or look. And this was so apparent because, I am the director of programs for WIPA Minneapolis, and we were going through and looking at photographers that we would like to partner for our next event. And when I was going through, we were like, this photographer is dark and moody. This photographer is a film based or kind of like flash based, like looks Polaroid. This is a light and airy. So when you're building that kind of like signature, like all the different cues in there, I want you to think about that in the mix because it definitely can deter someone potentially if all of a sudden you get a bunch of photos from a wedding, you're blasting that wedding, and it's very, like, sepia, dark and moody, and that's not your vibe. I want you to be consistent as possible because that is how you build a brand. Alright, and then another part of your brand is I want you to collect and reuse brand receipts. So, like, people basically saying how fucking awesome that you are. So, screenshot client compliments, Google reviews, the not reviews. If you do not have, and I actually went through this with one of my coaching clients, if you do not have all the places people can do reviews on, you need to go and make sure you're getting that on your to-do list to set up because getting you need to have places where people can actually do reviews. So getting those places set up is so important. So then you can screenshot them or you can go in and create a Canva graphic that is consistent to your brand and go in and set that up. And one way you could easily do that is in Canva, you can set up a brand guide. Like you can go in and preload your fonts in your colors and everything. And so that you can easily go in and apply those items to any graphic that you are creating to help create that perfect brand on any graphic you're creating. So collecting all of these like brand receipts, these DMs, whatever, really can help solidify that social proof that building a brand requires. Brands are not built in a day, but they are built with repetition. And I would love for that repetition to build a brand that you adore. If you need help going like, I need help building a brand, I the business bouquets and branding workshop, you guys, is amazing. And the early bird price is going to be expiring because we are nearing on about like 6 weeks away, 7 weeks away, 7 weeks away, I think. It is in actually on two locations. So on the 26th, you guys are going to come to my family farm to my home studio and we are going to do a studio tour. So you're going to see how my studio is set up for success. Then and then plus you're going to meet because you're spending a couple days with all these amazing women. I have not had a man yet come to one of my workshops, so I should say amazing women. And so then you're going to go in and meet all these. We have like, some charcuterie and just we make it really kind of fun. Then the next day, we're going to be on the farm again, and it is in Denison, Minnesota, which is about 45 minutes away. There is a hotel in Cannon Falls, Minnesota, that's 12 minutes away from the farm, so really close by. And we're going to dive into making the perfect spiral technique bouquet. Then we're going to, while we're doing designing, we're going to be talking about business. If you've had any burning questions, like, this is your chance. You can ask me anything. I am an open book, and I am here to help you grow your business and be successful, and this is your space to do it. So bring any questions you have, any questions that anybody has, or any topics that they wanna talk about, we go through while we're making our bouquets, and we talk about it. Then, we're going to build a whole styled shoot. I'm actually probably gonna have to start on it earlier, because we have a tall order of items that we're going to be making. Because on day 3, it is going to be at Woodhaven, which is this beautiful, light and airy. And if you want a portfolio that looks light and airy, this place is beautiful. It is like white, beautiful windows. And we have such a fun style shoot planned. We're going to make this giant U-shaped head table. It's going to have this beautiful backdrop of a mantle fireplace. It's going to perfectly frame the head table. We're going to have a really fun kind of setup for our tables that are going to be just like our representative tables. And then our ceremony backdrop is gonna be like that really fun kind of chaos draping that's got like the things kind of pulled everywhere, but it's gonna have a purple peekaboo kind of fabric coming and then these beautiful flowers lining the side. It also is gonna have a little area that's gonna have this like fun lavender lemonade signature drink. And we're gonna have like lemon slices hanging in there. It's gonna be like this kind of fun des desserty drink kind of corner, and we're gonna have, like, these ice cubes in it that are just beautiful. So super fun, but during, this while we're kind of setting everything up for the styled shoot in the morning, I have a makeup artist who's absolutely amazing, Michelle Dunlap Designs, and she's gonna come and do makeup retouches on you guys. And then you create, some fun outfit and you're going to get branding photos. You can bring your bouquet from when we were on creating it the day before. And then, you're going to get these fun branding mini shoots done and you're going to get the portfolio for all of it. So your branding images, the, shoot images, the complete styled shoot images, you get all that. So you're going to have several different looks to be able to use in your portfolio. The color palette is beautiful lavender and buttery yellow, like a really light yellow. And we're going to use like spring flowers like allium and tulips and creme de la creme roses and candlelight roses. I absolutely love candlelight roses. And it's just going to be so refreshing. And if you were a florist starting out, like this is gonna be a portfolio that attracts money. The images are gonna be done by my friend Alexander Robin, who is an amazing photographer, and I absolutely love her work, and you will too. So please go check out floralceo.com/workshop. It is, for the price, an unbelievable value because you would spend more than this on flowers. You're not having to coordinate anything other than getting your ass here. And you're going to get all of this amazing value from a business perspective, from a branding, and from a mechanics. Like a spiral technique bouquet to me is like one of the most critical things that we need to learn. And this is a huge opportunity for you to really start putting yourself out there and being seen in the way that your business needs to be seen to make money. So please go check that out. Thank you so much for listening, flower friend, and you have an amazing flower filled day.